So now we briefly tear ourselves away from what looks like an enthralling discus final for the semi-finals of the men's 800 metres. This is Daniel Rowden, Olympic semi-finalist last year in Tokyo. On his inside, Adrian Ben, 6th at the 2019 World Championships, 5th in Tokyo at the Olympics. The very first ever international championship for this talented young man. Thibaut de Smet, who's improved to 1:44.89 this year. Last year's European indoor champion over 800 metres, still better known as a 400-metre hurdler, Patrick Dobek. Plenty of holes in the crowd to cheer Dobek on. The 2018 European Championship silver medalist, Andreas Kramer. Likes to front run. Could make this a very fast semi-final. On his inside, the French champion and the fastest man here in Munich in the absence of the injured Briton Max Bergen, Benjamin Robert, and personal best of 1:43.75 in Paris. This is the current European under-23 champion, Simone Barantini of Italy. 22 years of age. And on the inside, Bosnia's Abedin Mušezinović. Well, the World Championship medalist Anil Tuka crashed out of the heats, but Bosnian interest kept alive by Mušezinović. Well, Kramer already away quickly. Patrick Dobek up there. Looks as though they're settling into a slow pace. This would certainly mean that some of the faster finishers like Dobek would have the advantage. Now, after a very, very sluggish first 100 metres, the pace is starting to crank up. It's Rowden, followed by Robert. On the inside, Kramer. Then up there as well. So everybody, they've just decided to make this almost walking pace over the course of this first 300 metres as they enter the home straight for the first time. Dobek's decided he's had enough of that. Bit of pushing and shoving between Dobek and Rowden and Robert. Now Barantini coming around the outside. 55.65. This is all going to come down to a very quick 250 metres probably. Still no real increase in pace. Robert's moved to the front. Rowden to the fore as he's been from the gun. Barantini. Now the pace is starting to speed up a little bit. Robert starting to push the pace at the front. Rowden coming around the outside, looking to try and get in the inside lane. Ben trying to cover the break. Now Ben out in lane 2 as they enter the home straight. It's going to be a monumental sprint for the line after that really slow first 500 metres. Dobek trying to find his way through on the inside. Robert straining. Rowden going backwards. Barantini coming through. But Kramer just gets there on the line. Kramer never showed at the front until the final 10 metres. Andreas Kramer takes the win. And yes, you did get second place, Mr. Barantini. Let's just wait for confirmation of who took the third automatic qualifying spot. 1:48.37. The times don't matter as far as the first 3 home are concerned, but there's 2 non-automatic qualifiers. That was a very slow semi-final, despite all the thrills down the home straight. And it is Robert who gets the third automatic qualifying spot. Same time as Barantini. Dobek, you just have to wait, but that is a slow time. Not too many people get through European Championship semi-finals with a 1:48.63 clocking. But let's just wait and see. But the second semi-finalists know that they can take it out quickly, and they might well get 5 through.
I am delighted that Andreas Krammer ran the race like that. He gets lured into leading. He's always desperate to have a decent, fast race. He's very quick on his day. And from the moment the race started and the Swedish athlete just slotted into the back, I thought, yes, because he's got a great sprint finish on his day. They took the bell painfully slow. 56.1 is like a very attainable target to the athletes in the second semi-final. I thought that was a good run off Patrick Dobek, the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games last year. He nearly pulled it off. That's the best we've seen him look this year. I thought Benjamin Robert was going to get kind of penalised for drifting. He drifted in the home straight, let Patrick Dobek through and Kramer through. But he had a little bit extra in the closing stages. Adrian Ben, really exciting athlete in the home straight. And Barantini, a young athlete here on the senior stage, looking totally at home.
Well, without much more ado, it's the second semi-final of the men's 800 metres. This is Gabriel Tual. So from the outside, the world indoor champion. He loves his motorbikes, does Mariano Garcia. That's become his signature, cranking up the accelerator. 21-year-old Daniel Huller, first year at 800-meter running, and he's improved to 1:45.53. Man to look out for next year at the European Under-23s in Finland. Mark English, bronze back in 2014, 3 editions ago. English now 29. Not far off his best this year. Tony van Diepen. Tony van Diepen often shows his 400-meter speed. Stalwart of the Dutch 4x400 meter relay teams, a very fast finisher. That might suit him in this sort of race. Gabriel Tual made the final at the Olympic Games in Tokyo when he finished 7th and then 6th at the World Championships last month. Has improved to 1:44.14 this year. Ben Patterson, another man who's really improved this year, 1:44.23. Recently got a Commonwealth Games bronze medal in a very high quality race. So the young Elliot Crestan, last year's under-23 champion. Sorry, I should say silver in the under-23 championships behind Barantini. And there's Nafi Tiham watching him, last night's winner. And on the inside, Jake Whiteman, 1,500 metres world champion. Set a season's best of 1:45.92 in that very fast heat yesterday. Well, that heat was the second fastest that we've ever seen at that stage in the competition at the European Championships. Just a reminder, 3 to go through as of right. 2 fastest non-automatic qualifiers. Rowden and Dobek sitting in the hot seat after that rather slow first semi-final. And they're already looking as though they're a little bit quicker over the first 100 metres. Not lightning fast. Well, this isn't a one-day meeting like a Diamond League meeting or a World Athletics meeting. And it's Preston at the front, Tual and English. That's the 1, 2, 3, the phalanx at the front as they come round, having done 200 metres. Well, now the pace has dropped back. Preston just content. Doesn't want everybody else to use him as the pacemaker and then come round him. English sitting there. And it's Garcia who's decided to get to the front, clear away the traffic. Garcia's started to increase the pace. This is much faster. It's about 3 seconds faster than the first heat. And behind him, Creston, Van Diepen, English slipping back. Around the outside, it's Patterson. The world 1,500 metres champion, Jake Whiteman, right at the back, but now with 500 metres gone, starting to move through down the back straight. So too is Tual. This is a terrific battle. This final 200 metres are going to be absolutely flying. So it's Garcia at the moment dictating the pace at the front. Van Diepen, we know he can finish quickly. He's in a good position. Mark English looking a bit boxed at the moment. Now Whiteman, he's spurted round the outside. He's still got to make up a couple of places, but he's absolutely flying. He's going through the gears. English doing well at this stage. Garcia just jogging in. He's done everything right from the front. So it's Garcia, Whiteman and Mark English. That's the 1, 2, 3. And I'm fairly sure that's quick enough to see the next two men home through as well. We'll wait for confirmation on that. That's as if to say, if you ever doubted me. Well, he struggled, had injury and illness in the early part of the summer after his win in Belgrade, but he's come back in this race at least with aplomb. Mario Garcia, he's still going through the motions with all this motorbiking antics. And Jake Whiteman, what a calm and collected and composed performance from Whiteman. And it is indeed Patterson and Creston who go through. 5 men progress to the final from this semi-final.
Yeah, so from 2 wheels to 2 laps, and Garcia pressing the accelerator there. Thank goodness these men took the race by the scruff of the neck. They put some intelligent heads together and got on with it. 53.44 compared 56.16. The 400 split time. Van Diepen, you can see, as you mentioned, Phil, that 400 speed he often shows. Towards the end of the race, it was the 2 Brits towards the back there on the outside with plenty of space to come through. Jake Whiteman saying he's glad to have something kind of refreshing challenge as he hopes to still be considered a top 800 runner. Mark English, well, the Irish middle distance runners now responding to the fantastic performance of the sprinters. I think they felt a little bit under pressure, but you can see English at this point. There he is in the green of Ireland, following Whiteman and Garcia home, with Patterson trying to put on a late charge. And we're just seeing those times all come through now, and indeed, as we suspected, 1:46.95 for Patterson, just ahead of Cressan, and those two will make it through to that final.
Something I really loved about that race, a sort of tactical kind of thing for me, Jake Whiteman set up that move down the back straight. It was a big last 200 from Jake Whiteman, but he started getting into that position a whole 100 metres earlier. And that's real mastery in endurance running, if you've got to give yourself the space and the position.
So there's the consolidated results from the semi-final. Mariano Garcia, the fastest man there, all the way down. Only 3 men going through from the first semi-final. That was Andreas Kramer, Simone Barantini and Benjamin Robert. Few names run out of it who might have expected to get into the final.